Now, I want you to think about what we can do to protect the planet. On the video, you can see images of various different things that normal people and religious people could do to protect the planet. Pause the video and write down as many things that you can think of that would help the planet to get better. We'll talk about them afterwards. Pause your video now. Let's see how we did. There are various different things that people can do to help the planet, and these are just a few of them. One of them is that we use more renewable energy. Renewable energy includes things like solar panels and wind farms, and it's a much cleaner form of energy than burning fossil fuels. Another thing that we could do to reduce our carbon emissions is to reduce the amount that we drive. Now, this could mean that we get more public transport places, it could mean that we walk more places, or it could just mean that we change the cars that we're driving so that they're cleaner. Any of these things will be better than what we're doing at the moment. Another thing we could do is to stop wasting things. We put a huge amount of waste into landfill, and this is spoiling the environment, and it's not a sustainable way of living. Another thing we could do is to recycle more. Now, these two are linked. If we recycle more, then we'll reduce the amount of waste that we have. But not everything that we waste is recyclable, so it's not always the best solution. Next thing we could do is that we could join organisations like Greenpeace that work towards conserving the planet. They lobby governments and campaign for a cleaner planet and better laws to make sure that people are doing what they should be doing. Finally, if we're a religious person, we could pray for help. We could ask God to help us to make sure that the planet is protected and that we're doing the right things to be able to protect the planet. Any of these things would be a good answer if you're asked what people could do to protect the planet, even if you're asked what religious people could do to protect the planet. Remember, religious people are just like everyone else, so they could join an organisation like Greenpeace just as easily as anyone else. One of the final things you need to know about for your exam are Earth Summits. Now, these are meetings of international leaders aimed at reaching a conclusion about how to reduce environmental pollution and climate change. They happen every 4 years, and one of the Earth Summits happened in Kyoto in 2002. This summit set targets for all the world leaders who attended to use cleaner fuels, such as renewable energy sources, rather than fossil fuels, and reducing the amount of carbon dioxide emissions by doing things such as encouraging cycling, the use of public transport, and so on. Lots of countries signed up to these agreements, but few of them have met the targets that have been set by them. One of the most important things about the Earth Summits is that they're meetings of international leaders, so it means that people are taking international action. I want you to think about why it's important to have international action to try and protect the environment. Pause the video now and try to answer this question. Hopefully you've got an answer to that question which looks something like this. International action is an important way to try and protect the environment because it means that countries are working together. Protecting the environment will not work if only one country does it and others refuse to. So having agreements where countries work together will have a much bigger impact on the environment. You could give the example of the Kyoto Agreement if you are asked a question like this in your exam.